reiterate what you were talking about yesterday on the radio show, where you're talking about Coach Cutter kind of getting on you early in the year about not finishing plays in practice, scrambling and all that stuff, and how you kind of developed that part of your game? Because obviously it led to 2 big plays last week again, this time in the passing game. That was something that you weren't doing early on, but now it's something you've kind of picked up on?
It's just something I had to learn playing for Coach Cutter. I always make plays with my feet and scramble to throw the ball downfield, but actually practicing that practice never really did that much. But with Coach Cutter, man, he expects so much from me. And just one day at practice, it was I forget what the play was, but I fumbled the snap and I dropped back and I just threw it up and I threw an interception to the scout team, and Coach Cutter just ripped me. He was like, "No, finish the play." And ever since then, even if some bad happens, I still run around, I go and make a play, and you see what happened last game.
When did that happen? Remember when that?
I don't know. Early in the season. I don't remember the exact date, but I learned from it, and I won't ever do it again. Thanks to Coach Cutter.
James, you're a guy who demands a lot out of yourself. How much do you like having a coach that's always pushing you like that?
It makes me a better player. He and Coach Bajakian have been so good to me because I was blessed having Coach Fisher and Coach Sanders at Florida State. But those 2 guys have basically made my game way better, just expecting so much from me and requiring me to do a lot in this offense.
Jameis, Dirk said that the 2 things that impressed him the most about you this year were your resiliency and your toughness. And I know that's probably been a hallmark of your career, but in what ways do you think you've had to be more resilient and tougher this year as an NFL quarterback?
Playing in the NFL, period, you got to be resilient, because it's such an up and down game, and you're gonna have some plays where guys just outright are better than you, and you have some plays where you make some bonehead decisions. But in any case, you have to overcome that, persevere. My whole life, my dad taught me to always persevere and never let anything hold you back.
And then toughness?
Toughness, that's just me. That's just who I am. I'm a tough guy.
Do you feel like you've absorbed a lot of hits? And would that be something going forward you'd like to try to?
I have, but those guys in front of me, they protect me well. I put most of the hits on myself, so it isn't because the people around me aren't protecting me. It's because I'm the one trying to enforce the hits, because I love football and I'm trying to get in action.
James, the moment might come this Sunday for all we know. But I know we were 15 games in. Is there a few moments of season, plays, games, where you just kind of thought, man, I'm proud of these guys. I'm proud of what we've done?
Every day I go out there on that field, I'm just proud of our team and the way that we grew as a whole. When you look at the situation that we're in now, compared to last year, we have 2 guys who started on the same team last year as offensive linemen. We have Doug and Charles. Receivers, we only have Mike, who played last year for us. Tight ends, we didn't have Austin for the majority of the season. Cameron Brake played like 1 game last year, and Luke battled injury. So, if you look at this offense, this is our first year together, and I know in the NFL, you always say a third of those guys are going to be gone next year. But the way that those guys fought, the way that we overcame things, I look at the tough wins that we had. Atlanta, that overtime win. Atlanta here, that win. And you just think about how our mentality has changed as a group. And the only thing you can do is sit back and smile, because those guys, they got my back every single time, and they know I got theirs as well.
Jameis, as it stands right now, in order for this team to get to where it wants to be, it's got to get through Carolina. You got to become that team. Do you look at them, when you see them, what do you think of that football team?
I see a great team in the same situation Cam Newton was in 4 years ago. The way that he just changed that whole mentality of the program, brought the high spirit, that true love for football to that organization, and you see how they just took off 3 straight division titles, and one thing that I always know, to be the best, you have to beat the best.
Right.
And right now they are the best. And as a Buccaneer, as the quarterback of this team, one day, and I know everyone, even y'all, we want to be the best. So we know we have to play against those guys, but we fear no one. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna fight them to the end, And that's a great thing about this this game. It's our last game of the season, but we know those guys are going to be out there playing for something because they still have things on their goal list that they have to complete. So this is going to be a great game.
James, we may have talked about this before, but I mean, Cam Newton your resume is strikingly similar, if not identical. Do you see yourself in a few years in that same sort of arc that Cam took the Panthers and that being possible? Because there are similarities, both from Alabama, Heisman Trophy winners, national champion, all that. And you're similar. Like if you throw for 4,000 yards this year, you're only the second player, third player to do that with Cam and Luck. So do you see those parallels?
It's easy to say, yeah, I see those. But the one thing about that guy that you gotta love, he's a winner. And that's what I want to be. I want to be a winner. And what comes with being a winner is getting the other guys to want to be winners with you. And I believe that's what he did. So to your question, yes, I can be like Cam, but right now I'm not. And that's something that I would love to be in the future. But one thing I want someone to always say about me and what you can say about him right now, especially while he's growing, he's a winner, and I think this is a winning business. So that's pretty good.
Jameis, your first day in this building at the news conference, someone raised the question, what do you think people in the community think there are people who doubt you as a person? And I remember you saying, just give me a chance.
Yeah.
It's been a year. I mean, not a year, but a season. You've been out in the community. Do you think you picked up some believers?
Absolutely. I think we've definitely expanded the fan base, especially for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I take that in. We got a lot to keep fighting for, just for those fans, for them supporting us, and for them actually believing in us. We can't let them down. I don't plan on letting them down anytime soon.
But as far as the fans, who maybe said, do you think you've proven some people along the way? This is a kid with character. This is a kid with.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just me. Sometimes it takes people to get to know who you are first. So I can't, blame them for thinking bad about me. But what I can do is continue with my actions and continue doing what I'm doing.
James, Doug's going to be a free agent after this year. Do you politic Jason Light when the season's over a little bit?
I wouldn't trade Doug Martin for nothing in the world. He is definitely the best back that I've seen in a long time, other than Devontae Freeman and Dalvin Cook. I love Doug. I'm just saying, I won a championship with Devontae, and Dalvin, he's a great guy. I'm Florida State biased. If Doug would have went to FSU, he would have been the best. But Doug is an amazing guy. The way that he sticks one foot in the ground and gets vertical, and the amount of tackles that he's broken this year, and just the amount of weight that he's taken off my shoulders for my rookie season, I couldn't be more thankful for Doug than anything in the world. I love Doug, and I thank him. My family thanks Doug for what he's done for me this year.
You brought such a freshness here as far as each game or some guy you're playing against, you get all hopped up. I'm really excited. You haven't lost that, and we're near the end of the season. It's still exciting for you matching up against these guys in Cam again.
Oh, absolutely. Because this is what football is all about. And towards it, I was kind of down, because we missed out on the playoffs, and that's one thing that I wanted to do. That was one of my main goals. I don't have individual goals, but winning, those are always going to be in my goals. But it's going to be a playoff atmosphere. I was kind of pumped when they said the game got moved back to 4:25. So there's going to be a lot of people watching us. And it's exciting, and I couldn't be more happier that they have something to play for, and I know they're gonna come out there and play their best game, and I just know we gotta bring it because those guys are good.
Jameis, as the season's gone on and you've matured, have you had more of an input into the offense and the game plan, talking to Coach Cutter about what's working and what you like to do?
Sometimes, but I trust Coach Cutter with everything I got, that he's going to put us in the right situation. And right now, as a rookie, my job is to go out there and execute what he tells me to do. Sometimes during the game, Coach Cutter might ask for a little feedback of what I might think, what I might like. Obviously on third downs, I'll have the opportunity to rank my plays. But I guess my input would be he'll give me more input. I'll be able to give more input when I get older.
James, do you feel like the last Carolina game with the number of mistakes that were made in that game, was that a turning point maybe for you personally?
I think it was just a turning point for this whole season, you know, because that first quarter, we went 1-3, and we had, I think, 8 turnovers, and that was against Lovey's, you know, thing. You know, we want to win a turnover ratio, and I had to change that for myself, because main thing is we had a running back that was getting at least 100 yards a game. We were protecting up front, and I was turning the ball over. So you betcha, you know, that made me just reality check, bro. You need to take care of the football and let your team work for you.
Jameis, Winston Jackson is now done for the year officially. Looking back, was there a big learning moment that you had from him, or anything in general that you really learned from being around a guy like that?
Just how to be a pro. You know, when you see Vincent come to work every day, you see not only a great man, but a man that loves his job, and a man that knows how to do his job the right way. And Vincent Jackson, and where it comes from taking care of his body, his stature, how he talks to another man, how he addresses his teammates. I learned a lot, and that helped me, well, especially talking with defensive guys, with guys that don't really know my personality as much, trying to, you know, have a serious conversation with them, because it's hard to talk to somebody on the other side of the ball, because I might not see eye to eye all the time. But Vincent has definitely helped me, especially with addressing teammates and just being a great teammate and a great overall professional in this league.
Anything else?